Drug education manual for preschool teachers launched. Government ministers call for peaceful carnival celebrations, and the residents of the Roseau Valley back on island after a visit to a geothermal plant in Guadeloupe. Hello and thank you for joining us on National Focus. I'm Mervin.
And I'm Tarnia Green. Stay with us as we bring you the details of these and other stories when National Focus returns.
You're watching GIS.
Welcome back. A drug education teacher's manual targeted at children of preschool age is now available for use by early childhood education practitioners. The manual was launched by National Drug Abuse Prevention Unit on Monday. The director of the National Drug Abuse Prevention Unit, Jacinta Banis, says the manual was launched as part of the unit's strategy to reduce first use of drugs among students.
We at the National Drug Abuse Prevention Unit believe that drug demand reduction effort must start early. Early childhood education is the best place to start. I just attended a recent meeting in Trinidad where we're looking at the drug problem in the region, and one of the emphasis was placed on starting very early, and I was happy to report that in Dominica we are already on the way, ready to launch our manual for preschool education, so I think we're well on the way.
Banis says the drug education manual is a tool which will greatly assist preschool teachers in teaching drug education. The development of the preschool manual is a follow-up to training sessions recently held for preschool teachers on teaching about drugs.
This has been a labor of love. We started in 2010. 2 workshops were held with preschool teachers to introduce them to teaching drug education and early childhood education. While they welcomed the idea, they felt that they needed more guidelines to make them comfortable in teaching this topic. Even still today, we have difficulty in some teachers teaching drug education at the primary school. However, if we can put guidelines for them, we think we'd make it more comfortable and more easy for them to do that.
Banis is hoping that now that the manual is available, preschool teachers will see the need to integrate drug education in a wide range of subjects.
What we're emphasizing is that you do not teach drug education as a separate subject, but to integrate it into the school curriculum or areas like social studies, language arts, science, and social studies to make it even easier for the teachers.
Early childhood education specialist Beverly Libla was instrumental in assisting the Ministry of Education in developing the drug education manual. Libla has fully endorsed the manual, describing it as a practical tool.
The teachers, they really did a very good job, and I really want to say thank you. Thank you for having me on board. It's one of my passion, and I'm happy that I was able to pass on my learnings, and I'm available to you at any time. You know where to get me, Miss Banis. So I really want to say thank you for this, again, the collaboration between the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Health, and also the State College, because I'm at the State College. So I do hope that the teachers are going to put into practice, use the lesson plans at the preschool level, at the K level, because early child is from 0 to 8, and make drug education exciting. It can be really fun, make it exciting as we move forward to build our societies.
To complement the drug education manual, the National Drug Abuse Prevention Unit will, for the next 2 years, embark on a parenting program within the school system, which will seek to ensure that what is taught at school is reinforced at home.
In more news, Energy Minister Honorable Rayburn Blackmore led a delegation of residents of the Roseau Valley and members of the local media to the Bouillante geothermal plant in Guadeloupe. The visit was the latest in government's efforts to reassure residents that they would be able to coexist with the proposed geothermal plant in the Roseau Valley.
Mitigating measures to control or to guard against any negative impact to the environment. So we're confident, therefore, going forward, that people who have been on this trip can get a better appreciation. Here it is, there's a plant that is more than 45 years old. The well being drilled 50 years ago, and you have people living within close, very, very, very close proximity of the plant. So if we're going to have a plant that's going to be more advanced than this one, less noise and controls to mitigate against any release of toxic gases into the environment. So we have developed an approach, therefore, by getting it right the first time. So I'm happy and feel elated that those of you who have made it to this trip can see for yourself.
GIS News will bring you a full report on the visit to the Bouillante geothermal plant in Tuesday's newscast. Interestingly, my co-presenter here, Mervin Matthew, had the opportunity to accompany the delegation to Guadeloupe on the weekend. Mervin, I'm sure that it was indeed an eye-opening experience for you and members of the team.
Well, clearly it was. I must mention that I am also from the Rosa Valley. So it was a great opportunity to go up to Guadeloupe to witness what is going on here, especially in light of all the concerns raised by residents. When we went up here, I mean, even on the way, there were still concerns by the people. Hey, boy, I wonder how this thing is going to work and so on. And suddenly we went in the place and people were like, okay, what was all that concern about? Mm-hmm. For example, we approached the plant and one of the things that persons were concerned about was the gas emissions, for example. People thought that, you know, with a plant like this, the whole place is going to be filled up with smoke and so on. We were in a restaurant above the plant and they said, this is where the plant is. I said, okay, this is where the plant is. There was no sign of the plant or smoke
coming from
the plant. Okay, and I think it's from that point that the persons who were taken on the tour, taken on the trip, they began to second guess their concerns.
So based on your interaction with the residents of the Rosa Valley, what are they saying now? Are they convinced that this plant, a geothermal plant, can exist in residential areas?
Let me put it that way. They're singing a different tune. The people who came up there, they had concerns. And quite rightly so, it was something new. They wanted to find out what's going on. I mean, they got information, I guess, from the internet, and they got their own stuff coming up in their mind. But now they came to the place. For example, one of the things that they mentioned was, hey, how are we going to stay in a place that this whole stuff is going on? Right on the edge of the plant, right on the border of the plant. As a matter of fact, you could stay by the wall and touch people's curtain. It was that close. So in fact, the whole effort by government to reassure the residents that, hey, this thing can work. You can live around it. I think they're going to take a new message back to the community.
Oh, that's wonderful news.
Moving on, in other news, hundreds lined the streets of the capital on Saturday to witness carnival floats, groups and participants of various carnival pageants and shows when the Dominica Festivals Commission held the Carnival Parade for Mas Dominic 2013. The parade officially marked the opening of the island's carnival season. Reigning Calypso monarch Denison Dice Joseph and 2012 Carnival Queen Nadira Lando led the parade, which began on Victoria Street. Traditional carnival groups such as the Kalinago Fantasy, the Groovy Masqueraders, St. Joseph Dynamic Senseis, the Africulture Stilt Walkers, and the NBD Flag Wavers all formed a part of the colorful carnival parade. The 2013 Carnival Princesses, Miss Teen Dominica contestants, the Miss Dominica Beauties, the Miss Plus Size and Elegant Ladies, as well as those participating in the Carnival Mother's Queen show, also made a pleasant spectacle during the parade. A number of business houses and sponsors added a special flavor to this year's Carnival Parade. The activity culminated at the Pottersville Savannah, the Carnival City, where the Minister for Culture officially declared Mas Dominic 2013 officially open.
Meantime, calls for a violent-free and peaceful Carnival 2013 dominated messages from government officials addressing this year's opening ceremony of the Real Mass celebrations. Minister for Culture, Honorable Justina Charles, emphasized that a peaceful and enjoyable Real Mass celebration is what we all should aspire to have.
Let us focus on the positive aspects of Carnival, its contribution to our culture and development. Let us have clean fun and by all means avoid any act of criminality or violence. As we get into the final preparations and kick off the various events over the next 3 weeks, let me offer my personal encouragement to everyone involved and best wishes for a fun-filled, peaceful, inspiring, and enjoyable Carnival 2013.
Echoing similar sentiments of the Culture Minister was Tourism Minister Honorable Ian Douglas.
We must be mindful of the absolute need to keep our Carnival free from violence, from drug use, and from mischief. Every individual must make a conscious decision to refrain from violence or any forms of criminal behavior, and to encourage each and every one to do the same. Carnival is not a time to settle old scores or to seek revenge for past hurts. Let us keep Carnival as the fun time which it was meant to be. I encourage all revelers to cooperate with the police and to follow the Carnival regulations, the traffic directions, for a smooth operation of the entire season.
Meanwhile, Tourism Minister Honorable Ian Douglas, who is an avid supporter of Carnival, has congratulated the many groups and individuals who made this year's Carnival opening parade a success.
I must firstly commend all of the Carnival and musical bands, the private sector companies, the pageant contestants, and the groups and individuals who participated in the opening parade this afternoon. Put your hands together for all of you all who made the opening parade the success that it was. You have once again ensured that the grand spectacle of the opening of Carnival has been filled with beauty, color, pageantry, excitement, and fun. And you have set the pace for the rest of the Carnival season.
And leading sponsor to the 2014 Real Mass celebration, telecommunications company Lime Dominica has described its decision to continuously lend support to Dominica's Carnival as keeping true to its corporate responsibility. Lime's corporate communications manager, Fudina Frampton, spoke to her company's sponsorship of Carnival 2014 during the official opening of the Real Mass celebrations last Saturday.
As one of the biggest corporate entities in Dominica, we do recognize our role and responsibility in ensuring that Dominica's cultural traditions, heritage, and attributes continue to thrive. How do we do this? By sponsoring in a major way Dominica's Real Mass 2013, as we have done so many years before.
This year, as part of the Real Mass celebrations, the Discover Dominica Authority, together with participating hotels, restaurants, and shops, are offering discounts to registered visitors who bring a friend along to enjoy Dominica's Carnival. This promotion is designed to boost arrivals into the country and to attract more people to visit at this time of festivity.
In other news, students of the Dominica State College have been given valuable information about their role in sexual health and behavior. The learning activity was organized by the Drug Prevention Unit in collaboration with the National HIV/AIDS Prevention Unit in observance of Drug Prevention Month awareness activities. On Thursday last week, coordinator of the HIV/AIDS program, Julie Frampton, had the opportunity to speak with the students on campus.
We are here today to ensure that the students at the Dominica State College understand that their sexual behavior and responsibility is theirs. And we want to give them the correct information that they can make informed choices and smart decisions. So we are here today to share with them, to have clarified their concerns, their myths and their misconceptions.
Students were very interactive and expressed a great level of interest in the learning exercise.
The students have been coming to this table asking quite a bit of questions. We've been clarifying some of their concerns, having some demonstrations, because sometimes when people see, they remember better. So we're helping them to understand their role in their sexual behavior.
During the activity, students were also given information about the consequences of drug use.
Our main focus is on drug abuse and use, and we are trying to show the students about when they're using the information that they have to make informed decisions about drug use. We know the carnival is coming around and a lot of them love to take their little drink, and we want to show them the consequences of doing such a thing, of drinking and involving themselves in risky behavior.
The educational activity at the Dominica State College was held as part of activities to observe Drug Awareness Month.
The team leader of the VOSH mission to Dominica, Dr. Dan Ruber, is impressed with the ongoing developments on the island. Dr. Ruber, in an interview with GIS News last week, says he has noticed significant developments during VOSH's annual missions to the island for over 19 years.
There's still a tremendous need. I have seen so many positive changes in Dominica since I came down here in 1995, especially the roads. They're getting better. But, you know, it's amazing through the economy, the world economy, the way it's been like the last 10 years, to see such progress in Dominica.
And finally, this news time, Parliamentary Representative for the Castle Bruce constituency, Honorable Johnson Drygo, in an address at the second inaugural meeting of the Good Hope Village Council, drew attention to the outstanding work of the previous council. Good Hope's first village council, led by Chairman Pierre Labassiere, was commended by Honorable Drygo for its exceptional response to the Ophelia disaster.
I must admit, and Mr. Labassiere said it, those were trying times. Natural disasters took its toll on your community. I have said it before, and I intend on repeating. Never in our lifetime, in our history, have we witnessed such a comprehensive response to natural disaster in this area. I remember for well over 4 months, we maintained 4 heavy equipment in this area, clearing landslides, opening culverts. Every single culvert and crossing in this area were blocked.
Honorable Drygo went on to say that his constituency experienced 18 major landslides, which cost government over $1 million. Despite those hard times, says the MP, the community's village council rose to the occasion and performed well.
It is often said, what have you been doing for me? And I heard the incoming chairman said, some people said, what has the council been doing for them? But I want you to know, the councillors and the disaster committees were the first respondent for all the disasters we have had. I remember quite vividly the disaster in Sansouve. It was an Isidore in 2010. The council was just about a couple months. Within hours of the report, every councillor from Good Hope was in Sansouve, well equipped in their boots, and they were the first persons with the Pidi Sophia Council on the scene. The council were at work there in disastrous time. And they remain engaged, committed to the task in the rain, and they never gave up. So your council has been working hard for you.
The parliamentary representative also solicited the support and patience of constituents, since responding to those disasters required the diversion of funds meant for other projects. Honorable Drygo also highlighted recently completed and upcoming projects within his constituency.
We just completed another phase of replacing the double surface dressing in the crucial areas of the Castle Bruce to Pidi Sophia Road, and we are replacing it with concrete
rigid concrete pavement. So if you travel to Petersufuya, you will realize in this corner where we have landslide, every disaster, it's now rigid concrete pavement. Just above Good Hope over the village, you realize it's now rigid concrete pavement. As we speak, a contractor is going to do the retaining wall in Sansove next to the by Sister Patricia area there. A contractor is going to be doing that. So we are really engaging in giving you your comfort, but it will come in phases. Please bear with us, because it is work in progress. We will never be able to do everything you need at one time.
That's the English segment of the news. Stay tuned now for the Creole highlights with McPherson, St. Luce.
Alors tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi c'est McPherson, St. Luce. Premièrement, le gouvernement Dominique tente plainte Moun Rose Valley qui concerne le projet géothermique. Parole celle-là sortie au membre parlement Honorable Dr. John Colin McIntyre. Sinon, Honorable McIntyre, le gouvernement a fait assurer que le projet ça marché, sinon bagaille qui a enlevé tout le monde.
Nous tentons ça, c'est mon nous cadeau. Nous c'est pas pour dire nous pas amour et ça c'est le cadeau. Yo parle quoi vent pour yo vanter pour quoi yo parle quoi live pour ben glou pour yo boire comme avec terre. So nous dit OK, ça nous que faire. Il est expert à ces bails ça pour terre gouvernement qui enregistre ça. Avec moi les de tout le monde à Rose Valley comme c'est des Loda, Kaiche, Mervin, Docteur, Fokani, chauffeur, tout place ça, tout à Rose Valley, tout le monde. Si nous ne pouvons faire un projet pour aider nous à Dominique, et aider ça, mon parler côté là, c'est aider nous pour faire pour baisser pour l'électricité. Nous savons nous paner pièces l'huile à Dominique. L'huile ça, mon parler côté, c'est l'huile nous qu'a importé à Dominique pour faire l'électricité. Mon parler côté diesel, gasoline, kérosine, toutes ces qualités base. Nous paner ça avec, si nous ni ça, nous pas il pas là, il pas là. Mais nous ni en ressources à Dominique. Avec ressources c'est géothermique. Avec tous les jours, nous avons parlé de nous go montagne, toutes ces qualités de ça, go monde, toutes ces qualités de ça. Mais actuellement, gouvernement ça c'est gouvernement Labour Party. Nous décidons, nous allons aller derrière ça pour tout le monde Dominique. Avec ça, moi je dis, terre à Loda, terre à Kaiche, terre à Mervin. Ça c'est une monde hot ces places ça à Rose Valley. Moi comme représenter yo. Ça c'est une monde qui n'était là avec as gouvernement nous respecter ça. Nous pas jouer puis ça. Mais si nous en géothermique plante nous pour mettre à Rose Valley là, ça nous ça faire avec nous que besoin land terre. Nous que pour acheter terre ça, nous que payer ces monde là pour terre yo. C'est pas pour nous qu'à venir porter avec pas payer ces monde là. Je pas parler quoi et payer ça nous voulons. Terre qui ni en valeur avec nous que payer ces monde là.
En d'autres nouvelles, le département de drogue Dominique a continué et puis bagaille sensibiliser la population là danger drogue. Le département là a croit que si vous ça édité négion bien bonheur, ça peut assister et puis situation là. Il faut ça là yo lancer un manual, ça c'est un livre qui l'école des enfants et puis grade K qui servi édité contre les affaires de drogue. Le département a lancé un manual qui c'est l'école qui servi.
Il y a des gens qui croient qu'ils sont trop petits, mais ils ne sont pas trop petits. Parce que nous attendons l'histoire, la jeune légion, 3 ans, 4 ans, 5 ans, qui a engagé dans la drogue. Si vous pas gagné par yo même on te careless pas de porter précaution te mettre en côté là nèg ça la te touché il avait bité comme ça et bien ça qui a fait encore c'est nous de réaliser à Dominique légion qui a servi drogue the average age légion qui a évolué engagé en drogue c'est 12 ans et bien ça mon cas dit là ça sorti en sauver notre affaires et puis l'année qui passée. So il pas tout bonnet. Ça nous qu'a fait autant Miss Barnes directeur là parler bon matin. Et c'est en intervention en intervention nous qu'a fait bonnet et là nous qu'a monter légion bitin qui age appropriate. So nous peut faire apprendre bitin code drogue qui pas pour l'âge yo. So à l'âge ça là, yo savent les gars aimer chanter, yo aimer faire ti jingles yo qui est ça, ti l'histoire, ti story, ti poème, bitin comme ça. So manuel là qu'a montré éducateur jeune légion comment pour incorporer c'est l'idée ça là. C'est garde là yo c'est légion là ça apprendre mais ça injouir ça yo apprendre. Et vers ça que aider nous pour faire certain que légion nous qui t'a information là grand bonnet avant yo gâter.
En autre nouvelle, ministère de la Sécurité nationale, Honorable Charles Savren, chain meeting et puis police pour discuter bagaille qui concerne crime et puis violence. Ça fait subjet ça là, c'est bagaille que le gouvernement a mis autant attention à ça.
Nous tenions une réunion, meeting avec police, chef police, député chef police, les officiers police et tout même à police service Dominique. Nous tenions meeting là à police headquarters. Et nous discuter ça nous-mêmes comme gouvernement bien occupé avec bagaille crime, comment nous-mêmes qui nous ça faire une action, en mettant policiers en place, différentes activités police pour assurer le monde en pays là qui est sécurité avec danger pour eux avec famille, tout ça c'est une situation qui police a adressé pour satisfaction comme ça nous-mêmes parler avec police contre avec ça yo qu'a fait en situation ça là avec demander yo même pour dire nous ça yo même tenir compte occupation est-ce qui yo satisfait qui yo ni tout ça yo besoin pour faire travail yo avec ça y est qui yo même pas tellement content compte.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Non, moi c'est McPherson, c'est Luce. Au revoir.
Coming up, we will tell you how much exercise you really need on our tip of the day. Exercise is an important weight loss tool, but how much you need varies from person to person. The guidelines recommend at least 250 minutes per week, which comes out to about 50 minutes 5 days a week. If you're a beginner, start small. For example, with 3 days of cardio for 15 to 30 minutes, gradually adding time each week to give your body time to adapt. And that's National Focus. We welcome your suggestions and comments. Feel free to drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm, or you could visit our website at news.gov.dm.
Friend us on our Facebook page and be sure to like our GIS Dominica fan page. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube page. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm your presenter, Tarnia Green.
And I'm Mervin. Thank you for watching.